All right, let's get right into it. If you're out in the field working on GE gas turbines, then this is for you. We're going to break down the essential procedures, the real playbook that keeps these incredible machines running at their absolute best. This isn't just some textbook theory. This is the on-the-ground guide to maximizing reliability and efficiency. So let's just jump right in with a big question. What really makes for a world-class turbine inspection? What separates the standard job from a truly great one? It's so much more than just turning wrenches, right? It's all about precision, thinking ahead, and sticking to a method that's been proven time and time again. Think of this as your roadmap to hitting that top-tier standard every single time. Okay, first things first. We have to start at the very beginning. Look, every successful, and I mean every single safe, maintenance outage begins way, way before you even think about loosening a bolt. This first part, this is the foundation. It's all about careful prep and a non-negotiable, rock-solid commitment to safety. So, before you lay a hand on that turbine, you've got to know its story. It's like being a detective. You dig into its complete history. I'm talking operating hours, how many starts it's had, any alarms that have popped up. Then, you hit the books. You get into the documentation, the GE manuals, and, this is huge, the technical information letters, or TILs. You can't skip these. They're critical updates from GE. Only after you've done all that homework do you even think about isolating energy and getting the turning gear engaged. All right, let's talk about a concept that is absolutely core to how GE thinks factored hours and starts. This is so important to understand. It's not just about counting the hours the turbine's been running, it's about how it's been running. Think of it like a car. Are you doing easy highway miles or hard stop-and-go city driving? A turbine that starts and stops all the time is under way more stress than one that just hums along at base load. So this factored hours calculation, it's GE's way of adjusting for that tough duty to give you a much more accurate picture of the real wear and tear on the components. Okay, I'm going to stop for a second here because this is probably the single most important thing we'll talk about. Lockout, tagout, LOTO. There are zero exceptions, no shortcuts, period. This procedure is what ensures every energy source is completely isolated, locked down, and cannot possibly be turned back on while you're working. This is the absolute bedrock of your safety, always. So, here's the big picture, the long-term game plan for the turbine. The best way to think about it is like a series of planned doctor's visits, and each one gets more and more detailed. You start with your combustion inspection, the CI, at about 8,000 hours. Then comes the hot gas path inspection, or HGP, around 24,000 hours. And finally, you have the major inspection, the MI, at roughly 48,000 hours. This cycle is really the fundamental rhythm of the turbine's entire service life. All right, let's get into the actual rhythm of maintenance, starting with the stuff you'll be doing most often. You can think of these as the regular health checks, taking the pulse of the machine to make sure that little issues don't snowball into major failures. Now, your best friend for these daily and weekly checks is going to be the control system, probably a GE Mark 6 or VE. It's basically your early warning system. You're keeping a constant eye on trends, things like exhaust temperature spreads, vibration levels, and all the lube oil vitals. And at the same time, you're doing the crucial physical walkdowns. You're using your own eyes and ears to check for things like a dirty air inlet filter or even the faintest whiff of a fuel leak. Okay, so now we're actually cracking open the machine for that first big checkup, the combustion inspection. This is all about the heart of the engine, right? The combustion system itself. We're getting in there and looking at the liners, the transition pieces, the fuel nozzles, basically looking for any signs of cracking or wear and tear. A huge part of this job is replacing the consumables, like crossfire tubes and seals. And this is your chance to get a borescope in there to get a first look deep inside the hot gas path, especially at those super important first stage nozzles and buckets. Moving on, we've got the hot gas path inspection, or the HGP. Now we're going a level deeper. This inspection is zeroed in on the parts that live in the absolute most brutal environment in the whole machine, that path of superheated gas that actually spins the turbine. So, during an HGP, what are we doing? We're closely examining the nozzles and buckets in all the turbine stages, looking for any signs of erosion, corrosion, or cracking. We're also paying close attention to the health of the thermal barrier coating. That's that critical protective layer that keeps the metal from, well, melting. One of the main jobs here is usually replacing the stage 1 buckets. They just take an incredible beating. And of course, repairing any nicks or damage to that all-important protective coating. And that brings us to the big one, the major inspection. Look, if the CI is a regular checkup and the HGP is like surgery, then the MI, that's a complete top-to-bottom system overhaul. This is, without a doubt, the most extensive and critical event in the entire maintenance life cycle. The scope of work here is just massive. I mean, we're talking about lifting the entire rotor right out of the machine. This is what lets you get your eyes on absolutely everything. Every compressor blade, every bearing, every seal. But the most critical part of an MI demands incredible precision. Rebalancing that huge rotor and correcting the alignment. It has to be perfect, so it spins true when it all goes back together. Okay, so we've covered the main turbine components. But a turbine is totally useless without its life support systems. So let's shift gears and talk about those auxiliary systems and the cool modern tech we use to monitor it all.
You absolutely cannot neglect these systems. For the lube oil system, you're doing regular oil analysis, checking for acidity and any contaminants, and replacing filters. With the fuel system, it's all about keeping those gas valves perfectly calibrated. And for your air systems, man, a regular compressor wash is one of the best things you can do for performance. Plus, making sure all those tiny cooling holes are clear. If you let any of these slide, the whole turbine is going to suffer for it. Guaranteed.
And this really gets at where the whole industry is going. GE's philosophy has made a huge shift toward predictive maintenance. What does that mean? It means getting away from just doing inspections based on the calendar. Instead, we're using real-time data from vibration monitors and performance software to actually predict a failure before it ever happens. It's all about being smart, not just sticking to a schedule. All right, here is a fantastic pro tip for you, something to lock away. You want to keep your exhaust temperature spread below 20 degrees Celsius. Why? Because that number is one of the best live indicators you have for the health of your combustion system. If you see that number starting to creep up, it's a huge red flag that something's not right. Maybe uneven fuel flow, a clogged nozzle, whatever. It's your signal to go investigate. Okay, so the inspection is done, the really hard work is over. But hold on, we're not at the finish line just yet. Bringing the machine back online safely and correctly, that's a whole detailed process in itself. This final stage is all about making sure every bit of that hard work pays off in the form of reliable power. Putting a turbine back in service follows a very strict protocol. It's a step-by-step process. First, everything gets put back together and torqued to exact GE specs. No guessing. Next, the alignment for the shaft and coupling is checked, and then it's checked again. It has to be perfect. Then you move on to the startup checks, where you're watching the firing sequence and stability like a hawk. And the final proof in the pudding, the full load test. That's where you confirm the machine is back and hitting all its performance numbers. So let's wrap this all up with a simple summary. If you remember nothing else, remember this basic rhythm. Combustion inspection around 8,000 hours, hot gas path at 24,000, and the major inspection at 48,000. That's really the heart of the GE maintenance philosophy. But, and this is a big but, always remember that these are just the starting points. It's your factored hours and starts that will tell you the real story and set the final schedule. And that pretty much brings us to the end. We've gone through the what, the when, and the why of GE gas turbine maintenance from start to finish. So really, there's only one question left, and it's for you. Now that you have this framework, what are you going to do to make your next inspection even better? Thanks for joining me.